6:29 p.m. and yeah, finally had to charge this fan. I got 27 hours out of it. Now that's on low. It's only supposed to run for 10, but 27 hours. Not bad. Low is perfect for me, and that's no lights or nothing like that, but great fan. Links in the description below. Wow, incredible. Alright, so last we left off, we had it working, the audio was sucking, and I said, hey, I'm gonna be checking out the audio system. I'm gonna pause on the audio system. I think I'm gonna pull out U477 and 68, the two 74 TTLs that are ugly and all chewed up for amber. These are the flip-flops, buffers, line drivers, whatever you want to call them, for the 4-bit field RAM, which is this red, green, blue, or red, green, blue, or red, green, blue, or whatever. You know, it's these three Oki data chips, and the op amp is up here in the corner. Now, capacitors, I'm not too worried about the caps yet. I am going to check a lot of the resistors and the lines to the op amp, because she's crusty up here too. This chick has been a wonderful nightmare. Lots of magnet wire on the bottom to make the Denise, Agnes, and Paula talk together. Now, and I don't know if I want to try and extract these or just snip them. Snip, snip, snip. Try and do this on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh God.
One so hard?
Oh God. Alright, well that's one. Here's the other one right next to it, and then I'll just heat the legs up. The other side's really green. Yep. Normally I would do this off camera, but I figured why not. That looks like shite. This Amiga has been one death repair. I'm going to just isopropyl alcohol the area and just see what comes out of her butt here. There are the lines, and they are just totally destroyed. Yep. All of these are gone. Why is amber not working? Well, let me show you something. So I'm going to IPA it again, now that it's back to green, and we're just going to scratch on the shit bags here. You got to get that out of there. There's a trace that runs right here for that ceramic. I'm sure it's gone. Up here there's a trace. There's one that is exposed. Another one right here. Going to this leg, it's gone. This one up here, broken in the middle, possibly. Yep. And I will resolder mask this once I get it all sorted. Now this Amiga does work. Believe it or not, with all this damage, this has nothing to do with the functionality of the Amiga. Oh God. It is just the 31 kilohertz scan doubler flicker fixer for the Amiga, all this chips. Okay. Now with this crusty as hell, alright, I'm going to flux this. Just let it soak. It's going to be nasty. And I'm going to take my cut down Lorraine and I'm going to touch a leg. See if I can get it to melt. You're going to see some smoke. And if I can get it to melt, I'm going to pull the pin out through the top. Like that.
Magic legs.
See? That way I will just then debraid the holes and try and save 0.6% of the legs. The reason I'm using a regular size soldering iron is just for the mass. The more mass you have for heat transfer, the easier your desoldering process is going to be. And don't get me wrong, I love the Precision line. But sometimes these girls need a big one. Especially in their old age. Those ground planes on the 3000 are tough. That's utterly horrid. Now I'm going to just soak it with alcohol and scrub out the flux and the burn. This will pull, and I haven't debraided it yet. I'm just trying to get, oh, I missed one. Get as much as I can. Look at this rot. Well, then I might have to pull this ceramic out too, just to scrub everything down. And look at the blackness. This is going to be one of the top nasties. I have done some 3000s, but good God, is this is horrid. We can see the nastiness here of what used to be, and that's pretty bad. I still have to extract one leg I couldn't get out. Also, try and debraid these holes. I'll probably do them from underneath. I don't know, it's really tore up. It was hard to get those legs out. That is horrible. Yeah, that's it's just nice. It's so nice. I extracted what I could with braid, and on the bottom you can see that it is also very tore up. You can see a lot of the magnet wire. So now I have to work on getting these balls of solder out. I have to be very careful because I don't want to break anything else that's already broken. Probably hand drill them. I'm going to use flux as a lube. Most of these are okay. Run through them just to make sure we're okay. No, it's going to look like I'm not going in straight. This is the camera angle, and it will flop around a bit because I'm trying to do this right-handedly. I'm trying to save these rings. I'm doing all the ones that are open first, or semi-open, and then we'll come back and hit hard the other ones. 1, 2. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a ground plane. I'm still pulling out crud from the holes on the bottom. A lot of dingleberries, a lot of ass juice. It's bad. And the flux helps kind of, not only as a lubricant, but it actually will soften up this nastiness. Holy moly, that was another hour. Alright, so here we go. Here's our things clean. There is a little residual crusties abound, but they're fixed. And you can see we have holes cleaned. And we lost drill bit number 69 in the process, so we'll have a funeral for that later. That is the other side of it. Where's the copper? Where's the beef? Yeah, that's fiberglass with a little bit of copper. Ground planes are separated by a little billion little dudes you're going to see in here. You see all these little copper, you see all these little copper exposed lines? Like that, and all these, and the ones that run around here, and the one that runs up here, and the ones that are over here, and hidden into that little vial you can't even see. That's the stuff that's ate up and gone. They're all going to have to be rewired, and it doesn't matter because they don't exist. So I can't wire them to anything on the top. There's no way. I'm going to beep what I can and see what's alive, what's not. Luckily, on here, I'll show you real quick. So these two chips right here, this ALS74A. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on one chip that are not connected, which is great. That means only half of it. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 wires on one, 7 wires on the other. I'm hoping some of these vias on the bottom are good. So I'm solder masking ground plane, something copper-ish. Ground plane. Well, the Denise work I did over here, or Paula work I did. With that solder masked, I'm gonna have to let it dry. It will look horrible. Don't you worry. So what I did was I plugged the UV lamp into the augury fan. So not only is it cooling off a fat guy, but it's going to be drying the solder mask and curing it UV under the light. It's still going to look horrible, okay? But at least the copper on the Denise and the copper mainly on the Paul of the 4 ceramics will be sealed. There's going to be some exposed traces underneath those 2 chips that they're not worried about, because we're going to give her a hairy one underneath her dress on the bottom of the board, where all the wires have been, minus the capacitors of the ceramics that we did for the controllers over here. We don't even know if amber works, the thing, but you could RGB to HDMI if you needed to, if you wanted a high definition thing. So you can stick your RGB to HDMI right up here, and you have HDMI video via the Zora bus, not the 31 kilohertz flicker fixer. I know it's great to have, but you know, a working 3000 with an RGB port is better than a non-working 3000 with an amber. The solder mask in Denise and the solder mask on what's left of some copper. The big green blobs right here, in case you don't know what you're looking for. And I have a little bit of flux, but we got the sockets in and they look a lot better, and it's underneath is solder mask 2 in spots. These exposed lines are what we're replacing, so I don't care if they rot, because they're already rotted anyway. On the bottom, it turned out quite nice also, all cleaned up, no more ashiness. But the hard part now is I have to wire this upside down and backwards. So much work for what? 9:30 p.m. I have not cleaned up flux. I'm turning the soldering iron off. I am crusty, and I wired the living F out of this thing. So I did a printout, like I always do, of the chips, and you can see a lot of marks on there. So she's got the, oh my god, look at all that wire.
This is art.
But that's why I did magnet wire, because right here you can't really see it. Well, you can. There's shit running everywhere, and it's not the cleanest, because it's hard to run 0.34 millimeter wire with dill pickles, and whew, I gotta clean all this flux up. It's like a mess, and that's the only 2 I'm doing. If amber doesn't work after that, that's that. I don't know how much wire she's gonna take, but I know how much wire I gave her. You're thinking, oh my god, that's exposed wire. It's not exposed wire. It is magnet wire. It's super thin wire that when you solder, you can melt the coating off and it becomes conductive, and then you can use it to bond 2 points together. Amber area right here rebuilt. Solder masked. Had to pop one off. Had to put a big 1K resistor in there, but I only had half watt, not quarter watt. 9:30 at night, I gotta put a battery in Omnibot. Alright, I hooked it up. I got some deoxit. I'm gonna deoxit the little trimmer cap. Why? Guarantee you it was got crust in it, because it was green and brown. So we're gonna turn this on. There's the hard drive activity blinking. That's good. This is Super Kickstart 1314. I'm gonna just put it in the corner here. That's great. That's RGB. Let's click it in the corner to get the secret menu. Alright, so there's our beta kickstart. I'm gonna move this to amber in the disabled position. Hard work pay off. Whoa, 31 kilohertz amber.
You're the goddamn Iron Chef. Every jibhead from here to Timbuktu is gonna want to taste.
But it's in disabled. It's still in 15 kilohertz scannable whatever mode. So if I enable it, it's probably gonna look like shit. Does amber work at all? It works. But I need one of these. This is a ceramic screwdriver. You have to put it in this little blue trimmer cap and do a micro movement, and when you do, you're gonna mess up your phase and it'll screw it all up, or it'll work great. Ooh. And you gotta move it like millimeters upon quarter of a tenth of an inch of a millimeter. Tiny micro movements. You're just, well, yeah, see how I'm moving this around, and I'm not moving it, I'm just kind of touching the cap and it's kind of phasing out. The trimmer cap's probably bad. It was really rotted, and you lost it. And it's back. and it's bad. Let me go the other way. Here. Go outward. It's like double phase. It's scanned double. It's doubling itself. And I'm trying to pull the image back in. And it is not happy about that. If I had an old CRT monitor, this would be so much easier. And I know Tristan is screaming in his seat right now saying, you're supposed to hook up an oscilloscope and put that MOF in a closed loop and do the test for the hertz signals. And I know that's the real scientific way. I just twist this until it works. I just did a boat ass of wires to this thing over the past 40 hours. I can't turn the cap anymore. It's really hard.
Really? Nothing.
It's a spot where the rot was, and I gotta turn past that. Well, I almost have it. You see how it's like there's a spot of rot that I think is the spot I need. See how it's like so close to being perfect? So close. But I don't think there's any stuff left to make connectivity on the spot I need. I'm glad it's alive. The spot I need is just out of reach. Something else to do, but it's nice to see the VGA port working after all that freaking wiring. What a mess. The rot, the death. Amber works. Amber is warm, so it is functional. And our VGA at least is complete. So that's a great result for a hell of a lot of work. I'm going to do one more thing, which I like to do to these. There you go. One heatsink on the CPU. Just makes me feel better. To another day. And today we're going to dial in the amber system. I replaced the 4.7 to 7 picofarad variable trimmer capacitor. I don't know how the stock settings are going to look, but we're going to see. Yeah, it's a little out. So I'm going to dial it in here with a new trimmer cap. So there we go. That's the VGA I was looking for. Now I'm going to use the back screw to dial in the hertz. We're going to do a full boot in VGA mode with the super kickstart screen. Much better. It is a little flaky. We'll click the secret boot button. Oh, we get it. So, yep, it's not perfect, but it is VGA functional. There we go. Bingo. That's super clear. That is closed loop. Open loop, sorry. Open loop. Now I can move the closed loop. Get the inside the jumper's green. Let's throw that away. Let me put a new jumper on. So there's our amber. VGA are 31 and this is 15. Boom. VGA, closed loop. RGB 31, 15. Sweet. Final task on this girl is the audio. Listen. Hear it? It's there. Now, in the past, I have shown you the LF347 op amp has two voltages. It uses a positive 12 and it uses a negative 12. And a lot of times on these old boards is how the 3000 works. There's two big diodes in the back that supply both rails, and somewhere in translation, it's usually one of these lines, injects a negative voltage to the op amp, pulling it down, causing the low volume. So we're going to set our voltage on 20. I'm going to turn this soldering iron off so I don't blow something up. I'm going to try and get all of this in frame. Negative 12. Negative 3. That's why it's so low. The audio is there, all four channels are there, but it's being pulled down. This girl right here is, of course, U402, your LF347. If I click test and go to the 4th pin, you're going to see that is your -12, okay? It runs through these resistors to R404, pulls its power from the 10K on R406, and these two ceramics up here, 220 nano and 100 nano. Now the other side, which is being dragged down, is this side. And this goes to this cap, C416. And then I'm going to check the voltage on this capacitor. -3 volts. Okay. So -3 volts. It comes out of the motherboard here at R407 on the cutoff. So when this area is all chewed up, mainly because all this was damaged, we're only getting the out of this transistor here on the exciter side, we're only getting 2 volts. Now what happens is on this side of her, there's a couple low pass band filters, cut off, it's fine. So plus 12, 1, 2, 3, 4th down, R403. And you're going to see the 12 volt rail goes through what? The area that does not exist. This 12 volt rail goes right under this girl. Right under her. So this, let me check R190. That's fine on that down there, but that is right front of the thing. And you can see that's 12.53 steady. So what happened was this line that goes bang, bang to that circuit is dead. So that is a simple fix. I added a new 12 volt power rail. You will see the mess in the other conglomeration of wire mess here with the big gold annealed wire. So I come out of the power rail here that was already damaged, wrap it around underneath of the resistors up to the 4th pin on R403. And then when you flip it over, you don't see a lot of wires and stuff. You just see a solder mask point. And I gotta double check myself. But now I'm gonna hook everything back up again, and we gotta test that 12 volt. There you go. Another Amiga's been saved. Alright, so I have placed Captain tape to protect all the wire works, kind of lock everything in place. I didn't want to put hot glue all over the place. It has a tendency to pop off. Plus this will protect any ground punch. Just, she's an old girl. You gotta be careful with her. And just like a bandage, it's got 4 layers of Captain tape. And the top looks great. I mean, considering what we started with. I resolder masked what's important. Some of the exposed stuff is the stuff I've bypassed. I haven't played this in a while. I'm going to be rusty. Oh well, it works. So there we go, VGA enabled, VGA disabled. PAL A3000 has been repaired. Let me pull this out so we get our old Super Kickstart screen. Top left menu, give her a click. Yay. So far we've spent in 2025 $6,290.80. 335 Amigas have been saved with your help. This is number 336. So if you would like to help me continue to put up this fight to save as many as I can, please consider joining my Patreon. It's $1 a month or more if you're rich. I spend more on lunch in one day. It helps me buy the tools and the parts, the time it takes to dump 40 hours of your life into fixing people's boards for free. So that's all I got for this one. By the time this video comes out, this board will be back down in Australia, mate. Till next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.
Yo, it's Big Snoop D.O. Double Gizzle. People ask me, do I really know Dr. Chris? To which I say, hells yeah, I know him. So how about tossing sense into the Patreon? It's only $1 a month. Keep on saving them Amigas.